to part 3 of the road. Or I was going to say the road to the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Scratch that. Take 2. Welcome to part 3 of Mortal Kombat 30. Celebrating 30 years of the Mortal Kombat series. In this live stream, I will be playing Mortal Kombat 3 on the Super Nintendo physical, of course. There's a physical cartridge, and right there is the physical Super Nintendo Entertainment System console. Green Hill Gaming bringing the physicality of retro gaming to the whole wide world. So sit back, relax, but as always, and more importantly, enjoy the live stream. Shadow, thank you so much for coming back. Much appreciated. You are streaming just now. Yeah, a few minutes ago, I was doing a test live stream. I wanted to see was my YouTube app working correctly and also YouTube Live. Everything is A-OK, thankfully. So I am back now with an official live stream. I'm actually going to be doing some gameplay of a classic Mortal Kombat 3 on the Super Nintendo. Because I am celebrating 30 years of the Mortal Kombat series. So again, thank you so much for coming back. Much appreciated. Hope you're doing well as well, Shadow. And I hope you enjoy the live stream. So I'm going to blow into this cartridge now, as you do with retro games. Okay. I have the Mortal Kombat medallion here. Stole that from Shinnok. Yeah. Got that with the Mortal Kombat 11 Collector's Edition. The game was released in 1995. Ah, the 90s. Take me back. Take me back. There is no knowledge that is not power. Sound advice there now. MK3. I'm going to read this now as quickly as I can. Here we go, here we go, here we go. You have been chosen to represent Earth in Mortal Kombat. Be warned, although your souls are protected against Shao Kahn's evil, your lives are not. I cannot intervene any longer as your Earth is now ruled by the outworld gods. These are the words of Raiden. I am not good at reading fast, let me tell you. Earth has used Mortal Kombat to defend itself against Outworld's Emperor Shao Kahn, but Kahn became frustrated by failed attempts to take an Earth through tournament battle. He enacts a plan in which he began 10,000 years ago. I'm sorry, I can't read fast. During this time, Kahn had a queen. Her name was Sindel, and her young death was unexpected. Khan's shadow priest, Shang Tsung, made it so Sindel's spirit will someday be reborn, not on the outworld, but Earth itself. Okay, do you know what? I'm just going to re-explain that myself, basically. Mortal Kombat is now being held in Earth Realm. Raiden can no longer intervene. Earth Realm has always been protected through Mortal Kombat. Shao Kahn has on many occasions tried to invade the Earth Realm, but has failed. But he came up with a plan to enter Earth Realm and eventually conquer Earth Realm through the death of his former queen, Sindel, because himself and Shang Tsung arranged a plan where Shao Kahn would be able to resurrect Sindel, not in Outworld, but in Earth Realm. So once he ends up in Earth Realm, he will be able to invade and conquer Earth Realm. That's my way of explaining the situation. Anyway, I was playing Fall Guys on my Switch. Ah, lovely Shadow. What a fun game Fall Guys is. Have you played Sonic Heroes? I have indeed. I had that game when it came out on the PS2, and I loved that game. It's a really fun Sonic game. Actually have that game somewhere. I think if I do, I'm going to stream it definitely. Fall Guys is also a very fun game, so I hope you had some fun with Fall Guys. Shadow. I used to play that, but I can't keep up with live service games, to be honest with you. It just takes up so much of my gaming time. But nonetheless, it is a very fun game, Fall Guys. I did on GameCube. Oh, nice. I have this game on NES. Oh, nice one, Shadow. My first Mortal Kombat was on the Sega Master System. But so you have Sonic Heroes on the GameCube. Cool stuff, Shadow. Cool stuff indeed. So I'm going to kick things off. Here we go, some gameplay. So lots of new characters introduced in Mortal Kombat 3, including Sector, Nightwolf, Shiva, Cabal, and Cyrax. I will go with Warrior. It was 30 frames per second. Which Sonic Heroes or Fall Guys? Because yeah, I think Fall Guys is 30 frames per second on the Switch, I believe. So first fight. It's Kung Lao versus Nightwolf. And as you can see, we are not in Outworld, we are in Earth Realm. Because Shao Kahn has entered Earth Realm. Show his master plan involving the resurrection of Sindel, his former queen, who can be reclaimed on the Earth Realm. So once Shao Kahn entered Earth Realm, he didn't wait very long to invade it. So that's the story of Mortal Kombat 3, Shao Kahn's invasion of Earth Realm. So he's had enough. He's had enough of relying on the Mortal Kombat tournament to conquer Earth Realm. He's come up with his devious plan to reclaim, or not reclaim, but to claim Earth Realm. So Shiva, as I mentioned, was a brand new fighter for the Mortal Kombat series, introduced in this game, Mortal Kombat 3. She is part of the Shao Kahn. Not Shao Kahn. It's confusing. Basically, like, she's part of the same race as Goro, as you can see from her forearms. And as you saw there, for the first time in the series, you could literally knock your opponent from one stage to the other to another stage. So we're on top of the roof now. So we started basically like in the room below, but Shiva is now kicking my ass on the roof. Absolutely kicking my ass. Combos were big in Mortal Kombat 3, as you can see. I'm not a particular fan of combos, no, it has to be said. I'm not one for combos. Oh yeah, Sindel is also a new character. Should point that out. Sindel, new character. We'll go as Shang Tsung. My first PC ran at 1 frames per second. How is that even? What would that even look like? God only knows. God only knows. And welcome back, Nicole. You are very welcome back to Green Hill Gaming. Thanks for coming back. Much appreciated. That was a big jump in difficulty. Jump. Oh, was it? It was a massive jump in difficulty, wasn't it? My PC now runs at 100. That was talk about a big jump, going from 1 frames per second to 120 frames per second. That's one hell of a big jump. But yeah, the difficulty really rose there. That's the thing about Mortal Kombat. You just never know, like, how the fight is going to go. The soundtrack of Mortal Kombat 3 is absolutely ace. It's fantastic. It's quality. There's a statue of Goro in the background. Oh, Shiva. Shiva once again kicking my ass. I think Mortal Kombat 3 is actually one of the hardest Mortal Kombat games in the classic series. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but finally we gotta win. We gotta win it. At least we gotta we won that round at least anyway. Oh, Shiva is showing us that she can use her fireballs as well. No, I don't know any fatalities off heart, so sorry about that. We're gonna have to rely on my opponents pulling off finishing moves like fatalities, friendships, brutalities, animalities. That is also the younger brother of the original Sub-Zero. The original Sub-Zero is now dead. He was killed by Scorpion, and he was resurrected in the Netherrealm as a new Cybot. And he is unmasked. He was introduced in Mortal Kombat 2, but he had a mask on. But in Mortal Kombat 3, he doesn't have the mask. In fact, there's very few Mortal Kombat games where, the younger brother of Sub-Zero doesn't actually have the mask on. I think he looks interesting. Like, it's just different without the mask on. Yeah, I can definitely say that Mortal Kombat 3 is the hardest Mortal Kombat in the original trilogy. Classic trilogy. So the way that I would describe Mortal Kombat 3 in terms of its theme, in terms of its tone compared to the previous two Mortal Kombat games, is urban. City stages, um, characters like Striker, just look so urban. And was Sub-Zero versus Sub-Zero. And the soundtrack feels very urban. Just urban is the word I would use because, as I mentioned, Shao Kahn is now in Earthrealm. He has taken Mortal Kombat to the streets, literally. So yeah, everything just feels so urban. Mine is this stage here, but other than that, Green Sub-Zero. Oh my god. Yeah, I am so bad at this game. But don't worry about my terrible skills in Mortal Kombat 3. Just look at the game. Admire this game. Third entry in the series. So apart from the urban theme of Mortal Kombat 3, oh god, look at that. You've got this, oh crap. You've got this feeling of attitude, from the game. The gameplay just feels like it has a lot more attitude. The fighters have a lot more attitude. So urban and attitude. That's how I would briefly describe, like, just the overall tone of the game, the direction of the game. Let's go. Shit. Yes. That wasn't a fatality, by the way. That was just my terrible attempt. to do a fatality. And my 360 30. The backstory to all these games are insane. Yeah, they're quite what's the word? What's the word? Extensive. You know, each character has like extensive backgrounds. Um, really, really do. Actually, going to discuss that now in a moment. You're lucky you have a lot of consoles. I am. I have to say, I'm blessed to be able to, have so many iconic retro consoles. So I have the NES, which is under my SNES. I have a Wii U. You can't see it, but it's to the left. Technically built in as a Wii as well. I have a Nintendo 64 somewhere behind my TV in a bag. I have a Wii, which is technically a GameCube as well. So I pretty much have like every like major retro Nintendo console. I pretty much was thinking I actually have every Nintendo console. I have the Sega Master System, which is somewhere behind there as well. I have a Sega Mega Drive, which you can't see, but it's just slightly below the NES. I have Sega Saturn. I have a Dreamcast over there on the floor to the right. So yeah, I am quite blessed to have a lot of retro consoles. It was nice to be able to track those consoles down and to be able to track down the retro games in the process as well. I got to play some games I'd never actually played before. So it's one thing being able to track down a console that you grew up playing and playing a game, that you grew up playing. But it's always nice as well to come across a retro gem, for the very first time. But to get to what you were saying about the backstory of boy, because Shadow has to go. No problem, Shadow. Thank you so much for 1 second. Sonic Free Riders is so good. I've actually played Sonic Riders before now, to be honest with you. But Shadow, I will catch you in the next live stream. Thank you so much for dropping by. Much appreciated. Hope you enjoyed and enjoy the rest of your day. But yeah, it does have a very extensive background. I mean, just Sub-Zero and the Lin Kuei, have their own thing going on. Like the Lin Kuei, during the events of Mortal Kombat 3, want to turn their clan into cyborgs, like cybernetic ninjas, and Sub-Zero is not having it at all. So you've got his kind of story going on as well. So every character has their own extensive backstory, and then there's the main story itself, of Shao Kahn, eventually just having enough of all the failed attempts to try to win Mortal Kombat and to conquer Earthrealm. So now here he is in Earthrealm, in Earthrealm. He's not having any shit. He's taken Mortal Kombat to the streets, literally. So yeah, a pretty extensive backstory indeed. But back to the gameplay. Come on, Kano, take a beating. So look, we're literally on the streets. Come on. Oh god, I messed up. Oh, you bastard. Kano. I'm pissed. You baldy-headed prick. I can curse because it's Mortal Kombat. Okay, boom. Kano, I said I was pissed. I'm coming for you. You're going down. Oh, oh, you absolute cunt. Kano is kicking my ass. Liu Kang, the hero of the Mortal Kombat series, the champion of Mortal Kombat. After all, he won the first two Mortal Kombat. Well, not the first two Mortal Kombats, because Mortal Kombat was going for generations, but in the series. Oh, come on. Of course, Kano wins. Oh, Kano, you cunt. See the way he just bitch slapped me at the end. Typical Kano. Yeah, I didn't take too much notice first time around, but Mortal Kombat 3 is definitely the hardest out of the three. Okay, Shiva. I'm going to go as many different characters as possible. Like, I'm not really too interested in actually like completing the tower. I just want to show Mortal Kombat 3. That's the intention of this live stream, just to show the game really. Instead of being like, oh look at me, I'm so great at the game, because I'm actually not. So that would be a lie. Kano is really pissing me off right now with his baldy head. So I didn't really think about it back in the day when I was playing Mortal Kombat 3, but like this game really needs. Well, obviously there's not much they can do about it now, but it could have really done with some kind of a training mode. Because how exactly are you expected to know the character's movesets if you're playing it for the first time? The only option you would have had was to play against a family member or friend, two-player. That would be the only way. You would just say, okay, don't touch the controller. I'm just testing. Or if you had a spare controller, like, well, you obviously don't have a spare controller if you can two players, but you know what I mean. Like, you don't just put in the second controller and practice. That was your only option, like. Well, no, I presume like the manual of the game probably would have had the basic moves. They wouldn't have had fatalities, would they? I don't even know. I can't even remember. I don't even know whether they had fatalities listed in the game manual or not. But I would imagine they would have the basic move sets, like special moves. I don't even know one of these moves. Like, this is crazy. Oh, Leicester. Like, it's usually down forward something, like down forward high punch, or low kick, high kick. Unless Cyrax versus Cabal. Two new characters that were introduced into the series. Cyrax, of course, being one of the cybernetic ninjas, Lin Kuei ninjas, because the Lin Kuei completely they wanted to turn their entire clan into cyborgs, basically. Yeah, I'm being. Oh, here we go. My God, that's terrifying. I think what happened there is he scared him so much his soul left his body. I think that's the backstory behind that fatality. Game over. Of course it's game over, because Mortal Kombat 3 is one of the hardest games in the series. It really, really, truly is. But I'm okay with getting my ass kicked in Mortal Kombat 3. I'm just here to stream the game and show the game and, celebrate the game, acknowledge the game, celebrating 30 years of Mortal Kombat. I know it was last year. I know the anniversary was last year. I was I was a bit late to the party. I didn't really do a whole lot for Mortal Kombat 30 because I felt a bit deflated by the official 30th anniversary celebrations, from Warner Brothers and NetherRealm Studios, and all due respect to them. I just felt like there just wasn't really a whole lot to get excited for. It was nice to look back on the series and have this like nostalgic experience. They released this video celebrating 30 years of Mortal Kombat, and that was nice. That was very nostalgic. I enjoyed that. Um, what I'm basically trying to say is what I've been saying for quite a lot now on my channel is I would have wanted some kind of a classic collection of Mortal Kombat, a bit like what Street Fighter did, like what other series do. Um, I was expecting something. Like being Sonic, like with Sonic, we got Sonic Origins, and like we had Sonic Forces to look, not Sonic Forces, Sonic Frontiers to look forward to, like on top of Sonic Origins. So, yeah, I would have loved if Mortal Kombat Classic Collection got announced, and that would have gotten me all hyped, and I would have said, oh, I would have gotten more motivation to do these videos. But yeah, that's the purpose of this live stream, is to celebrate and acknowledge Mortal Kombat 3, the game that injected attitude to the series in terms of the characters and just their personalities and just the overall tone as well. But also a tone of urban. Everything is a lot more urbanized. You're out in the streets. Like you're in buildings and stuff. Like Mortal Kombat 1, you were on Shang Tsung's island. Technically, well, no, it actually wasn't really Earthrealm. It was like in between Earthrealm and Outworld. So it was like kind of didn't really technically exist in Earthrealm. Very mysterious, very mythical. Mortal Kombat 2, of course, took place 100% in Outworld. That was the whole thing there. It was like we're gonna have Mortal Kombat in Outworld now. And still Liu Kang won, but now Shao Kahn is literally in Earthrealm. So yeah, urban. I feel like I could just sit here and just let the game just play. Because the computer would do a much better job than me. I could, no, seriously, I'm not even joking. I could literally just sit back, kick my feet up and just let the computer, do all the talking, in terms of what this game is all about. Yeah. But I won't, though, of course. I won't. And just watch me getting my ass kicked, You like that, don't you? So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. Continue playing. MK. I think Mortal Kombat 3 was also the first game in the series where they like started referring to the series as MK. People say like MK MK11, MK12. You know, this is where it all kind of things started. Really. So, oh yeah. Also, this is where Jax got his metal arms for the first time. You would actually kind of think, like, you know, because it's been so many years now, you would actually think that it was Mortal Kombat 2. See, that's where he debuted. Jax debuted in Mortal Kombat 2, but he didn't have his metal arms in that game. So yeah, it was Mortal Kombat 3 where he had his metal arms. You saw Shao Kahn at the top of the tower there, and underneath him is the sub-boss, Mortaro, who desperately needs to get a comeback in the series. I don't think we've seen him as a playable character since it was Mortal Kombat Armageddon. When am I so bad this game? Okay, I know 2 moves from Jax, so we're doing good. We're doing good. Oh, 3 moves. Make that 3 moves. Oh, no, we're getting somewhere. I found the character that I actually know a good amount of moves now. Well, 3. But back, you know what? Back in the 90s, back in the classic days of Mortal Kombat, knowing 3 special moves was pretty much all the moves, really. Well, no, I'm sure there's more. Like, oh, the subway. That music. And the sign says Boone left and Tobias right. Boone and Tobias are the surnames of the co-creators of the Mortal Kombat series. Of course, Ed Boone and John Tobias. Oh, for God's sake, Sub-Zero. I had that. You saw that, people. I had that fight. Come on, no, Jax. I actually know. I think I'm going to stick to Jax because I just feel like, I know I said earlier that I wasn't going to stick to one character, but I lied. I'm sorry. Sue me. Sue me. What are you going to do? No, I'm going to come back as Jax. I'm going to kick Sub-Zero's ass. Let's go. Oh, come on. Damn you, Zub. Oh, what the? Yes. 1 round. Let's go. Oh, I feel I should block more, shouldn't I? I actually forgot you can block. Do you know what's really funny about my channel, and just me in general, is I'm all, oh, I love this game. I love this classic game. I used to play this back in the day. I love retro gaming. I grew up playing this game. I have fond memories of playing this game when I was a kid. Tell you one thing though, I never said I was good at those games. I never said I was good. I might have grew up playing these games, yeah? Never said I was good. And also, like, a lot of the time I don't even know what's going on in the game. Like, the Mortal Kombat I do, fair enough. But there might be a game like where, like, I grew up playing, like, story-wise, I have a clue what's going on. You know what I mean? So yeah. Just because I have fun memories of playing those games, maybe I just completely erased the memories of me being terrible at the fucking game. But yeah, so yeah, don't mistake nostalgia with skill, because I had no skill. I still don't. Not in classic Mortal Kombat anyway. Give me Mortal Kombat 11 and give me Shao Kahn, and I will kick your ass blindfolded. But classic Mortal Kombat, nope. Well, against the computer anyway. Against the computer. I'll kick any of your asses in Mortal Kombat 3. Bring it on. Bring a SNES controller. Come to my gaff, and I will gladly kick your ass. I'll drop my address in the live chat. I don't care. I don't care who shows up. No, I'm sticking to Jax no matter what. No matter what. Even if it's game over. I just feel so comfortable right now with Jax. He's the only fighter that I actually know his moveset, so yeah, I'm going to stick to him. Jax. With the metal arms. I am so looking forward to Mortal Kombat 12, or whatever they call it, because it's going to completely like rewrite the series. And not like Mortal Kombat 9, because that was more like Back to the Future. Like, literally like. Whereas I think that Mortal Kombat 12 will be a kind of thing where like it'll be, you're not going back. You're starting again. Like, it's not going back. It's hard to describe. But like, you know the way Mortal Kombat 9 went back to the first tournament and everything was as it was. You know? Everybody was doing what they would normally do. You know, yada yada yada. Well, Mortal Kombat 12, I feel, will be just not like that. It'll just be completely different. And it's so cool to have a series that's been going for 30 years to be in a position where, like, Ed Boon and the rest of the Mortal Kombat team, you know, NetherRealm Studios, has a blank canvas to work with. You know what? I like talking like this. I'm going to just, thankfully the game is going to stay paused here. No, I like this. I like this now. I like talking about this, really. When people get hyped for Mortal Kombat 12, you'll hear them talking about what characters they want to see to return. You know, I want to be able to do this, you know, punish move in the corner. I want to be able to do X, Y, and Z, Z combo, yada, 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 etc., etc. You know? Which is fine, because everyone plays games differently. You know, so they might look at it from the point of view of like a competitive point of view, even though, again, fight me as Shao Kahn, and they will annihilate you. But all joking aside, but I like to talk about stuff like, you know, like the lore. Not even the lore, but just what that game means, like what the game is going to become, you know, for the series. I feel it's going to be a huge game, a huge milestone for the series. As I mentioned, it's fantastic to have a series that's been around for 30 years and to be in this position where they have this blank canvas that they can just completely write an entire series. Like, most people would kind of look at that and be, oh my god, what, you want to erase the entire series? Yes, more or less, but it doesn't mean it's not gone anywhere. You can play it. But Mortal Kombat is in the position to do that. You can't do that with Resident Evil. You can't just do a thing like where Chris Redfield wakes up and he's 20 and he's in the Marines and he's like, oh, I just had a weird vision of the future. And then, you know, like, you can't do that with most games. But Mortal Kombat is in this interesting position where it's like mythology and all that kind of stuff, where they can do something like that. You know, like gods and titans and keepers of times that can rewrite history itself. Like, they're in a position to be able to do that. And I think it's fantastic that they can completely like go back and just start all over again, and tell a completely different story of, what the Mortal Kombat tournament is, who the Shaolin monks are, and just everything. Like Mortal Kombat 12 is essentially Mortal Kombat 0. If you want to, if you know what I mean, the terminology, like, of what the 0 represents. Like 0 represents, like, you know what I mean. It's not one. It's not even before one. I'm confused. But to me, anyway, what 0 represents is a completely, like, fresh start, for the series. So I just think it's going to be a very interesting game, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what it's going to be about. But yeah, they're in a position where they've got this blank canvas, as opposed to, like, if let's actually just play it and then talk. If you look at Mortal Kombat Armageddon, they were at the end. Like, they were literally at Armageddon. Like, they had done everything. They had really stretched the limits, of the characters, stories, the main story itself. They did it all. So what could they do that they haven't already done story-wise? Damn you, Shiva. But because Mortal Kombat 12, the story is like Liu Kang, who is now the new Keeper of Time, like Fire God Liu Kang. Because he can literally rewrite history. Like, look at that from the point of view of Ed Boon and the rest of the Netherlands studios. Right? Not just the game, but from the point of view of the game developers, that they can literally rewrite history. They can rewrite what Mortal Kombat is, like, as far as the tournament is concerned. What Outworld is, what Earthrealm is. They can just do so much, and I'm actually so excited for that. You know me, people. I'm like a dog with a bone now when I'm making a point like that. Like, but yeah, short and sweet. I'm looking forward to Mortal Kombat 12. Okay, let's go. Boom. Oh, don't, Shiva. Because I actually hate when the fighters come back at the last second and just whip your ass. Oh, I know a fatality, I think. Oh, no, I think I know it, though. I think I know the fatality. I didn't have enough time to do it, but I'm convinced I know a fatality. It just came back to me. I think it would be great if I actually can pull out the fatality. Jesus Christ. Or not, because I think it looks like Shang Tsung is going to kick my ass. Why, Shang? What did I ever do to you, Shang? Huh? What did I ever do to you, Shang? But I suppose it's the frustration and anger of him living in the shadow of Shao Kahn. Poor guy. That was a flawless victory for Shang Tsung. He didn't even get that title. Oh, poor Shang. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. When you have one credit left. I always feel, why did they decide to like? Why did they decide to still treat this game like it's an arcade game, like it credits? Like if you were playing in the arcade, you'd put in your coins, and like if it was €1, pound, dollar, whatever, to play it, like that would be your credit, right? And then if you ran out of credits, you put more money in. But it's on a home console. Like, why did they go with that system? Like, you should have as many, like, you shouldn't have continues. It should just be keep on like retrying, like you would in modern Mortal Kombat games. But that is definitely something they have to remove. If there is going to be a classic collection, they definitely have to remove that and put in a training mode. For the love of God, please. Although, do you know what? I'm not in a position to be picky now when it comes to the potential of a classic collection of Mortal Kombat. I would take anything. I would just take them in their original form, just so I can stream them, play them on my Switch, whatever else. I would take anything. The Cathedral. It's actually one of my favorite stages. Not just in Mortal Kombat 3, but in the entire series, to be honest. It's got this tone to it. Okay, let's go. I need to pull this off now. No. I thought if you hold down, like it's forward B to do the gotcha. I thought if you like hold it down or something. I know I'm right. I'm gonna look it up online. I know I'm right. Like, or else you have to hold down another button with it. I don't know. Jesus Christ. Well, Liu Kang is not messing around, is he? Jesus Christ, Liu. Well, that is a game over for Jax. But I'm not going nowhere. I'm going to come back. I'm going to pick Jax again. Just a quick look at the options. Sound effects on, stereo, video. I could go easy, but I'm not. Avoidance control. Come on, Jax. We've got this. Oh, the subway. Another one of my favourite stages. I mean, I could go novice, like, but I don't want to acknowledge myself as a novice. I just can't. I can't go there. Like, I would gladly be a terrible warrior. You know what I mean? Than a good novice. No, thank you. There's Boom Tobias again. Surnames of the co-creators of the Mortal Kombat series. Yeah, that soundtrack is quality. I have to try and track down the soundtrack of Mortal Kombat 3 if it exists. Sindel is back. Queen Sindel. Yeah, she's actually a queen. She's the queen of the Shah Khan. Or So Khan, or whatever the fuck. Jax again. Because he is the only fighter that I know his moves. Off half. So yeah, what you've seen so far with my Mortal Kombat 30 series is the original Mortal Kombat trilogy. Not the game Mortal Kombat trilogy, not to confuse you. Because there is a game called Mortal Kombat Trilogy, which is basically a mashup of all three games. So all the stages, all the characters. I think the story though is kind of like I haven't really taken too much notice of it, but I think the story is kind of like same as Mortal Kombat 3, I think. But nonetheless, yeah. So you've seen the original trilogy, and as I said, I really want this trilogy to return in some form. I'm not really picky about how they do it. I just really want to be able to like play like Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3 on modern consoles, you know. Oh, just knocked her out. I mean, ideally, I'd like a full like blowout classic collection, you know. Those graphics actually look really good on there. They actually do, to be fair. They actually do, and especially with the digitized um characters, like they literally scanned real people into the game. I think they did it with the first three games, and I don't know if they did it with four or not. But it really does give the game that extra layer of like realism, you know. And for back in the Super Nintendo, like, but there they actually do. Probably helps that I'm using an AV cable. That probably helps with the visual quality. But yeah, the graphics themselves. I mean, like the Super Nintendo was a really powerful console back then. Because back then Nintendo were literally playing with power. That was their slogan for the NES and the SNES. Even the N64 and the GameCube were powerful consoles as well, but they stopped being powerful from the Wii onwards. But yeah, those look pretty cool. Wait, they did that all the way back then. Yep, which is mental. They were actually the first people to do that. Actually, to like bring like real people into a game. Like these are actually real people. That's a real person. Like to scan into the game for Jack, Sub Zero, Kano. You know, so yeah, it was crazy. It was a pretty big deal. It was a pretty big deal back in the day. You know, to have real people scan into the game. Like it's mental when the characters just go full rage mode, full Kratos mode. You know, God of War rage mode. Like Sub Zero, come on, no, give me a break. Well, I think he gave me a break. He gave me a broken nose. Thanks, Sub Zero. Asking you shall receive. Sorry enough for spamming Jax over and over again. He's just the only character right now that I feel most comfortable with. But I was saying earlier, and I find it pretty funny. Like, you know how I talk so highly of retro games because I grew up playing these games, and that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm good at those games. I might have played these games as a kid, like many times, and you know I have fond nostalgic memories of playing those games. But it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm good at those games. You know, it's I just find that kind of funny, like, because people must be like watching the live stream. They're like, "Hey, Johnny, you grew up playing this game. Why are you so bad?" So fucking bad because I was bad at it back then. You know, some games though I have gotten better at. I think Super Mario 64 is one of those games in particular that I actually have, significantly gotten better at. Classic Sonic as well, another example. But unfortunately, Mortal Kombat is always going to be tough. There's just nothing that's going to change that. I think this game might have been oh god, one of the final games released on the SNES. Because I know that they released an Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 that even came to PlayStation 1. So I think that was like a year after this game released. Oh, it gets tiring getting your ass kicked in Mortal Kombat, to be honest with you. Oh god. I mean, imagine when I'm going to get to Mortaro. Not to mention Shao Kahn himself. Oh god, Shao Kahn himself. That's why it's so good to play a Shao Kahn in Mortal Kombat 11. You know, because you feel like you're Shao Kahn. In the game, because he will completely annihilate you in 2 and 3. Let's go. Come on now. Only 1 round to go. Fight. Oh, it's Kano again. The baldy, red-eyed prick. Jesus Christ. The difficulty does not mess around. I don't think if anyone wants to become a pro, at Mortal Kombat. Just go back and play the original Mortal Kombat games. Put it on hard difficulty, and you'll be ready for anyone. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, that's a genuine tip that I would give people. Like, just play against the CPU of classic Mortal Kombat games like this, and you'll be ready for any move coming at you. I know like every Mortal Kombat game is different, it has more move sets and whatever else, but still, like, if you can block at the right time and jump out of the way at the right time and pull off a move at the right time, then go into play modern Mortal Kombat games and play against CPU. There you go, like, it's good practice at the very least anyway, like. Oh, for fuck's sake. I think I'm going to end the live stream when it's game over because it can get quite repetitive. It's a pity that you can't just keep continuing. It just gets very competitive, or it gets very repetitive after a bit. But again, like, the purpose of this live stream was to just really showcase, acknowledge, and highlight Mortal Kombat 3. As I celebrate 30 years of Mortal Kombat. This is, this was the latest game in the series at the time. Okay. This is all or nothing here now. Fight. They actually brought back this stage in Mortal Kombat 11. It's part of the Aftermath DLC, I think. Oh, don't. Goodness. Jax is still in the game. Jax versus Cabal. Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, God. Just when I was getting excited, thinking that I was going to make a comeback. What's it going to be? Continue? I have one credit left. Okay. He's full of himself, isn't he? Flexing his metal arms. They're metal jacks. I think the maps look better on the older games. The new games maps are all too dark looking. Yeah, good point actually. Good point actually. Like 16-bit graphics. Uh, like they just appear more like vibrant. They have their own flavor. Like you can say they're old graphics. People could say that they're shitty graphics. People could say that gaming has moved on since then. But yeah, um, nonetheless, like I just feel like that the colors and graphics of like 16-bit games are like they're more vibrant, just more colorful. That's a good point. Good point. Damn you, Lou. What's your combos out of here? I'll tell you one thing. I hope that Fire God Liu Kang, the new Keeper of Time, when he rewrites history, I hope he completely erases the concept of a fucking combo. I'm telling you. Oh, I'm gone. I'm gone. Just get rid of combos. Jesus. Down with combos. What's this? MP3 arcade mode. What the fuck is that? Okay. Did I get a cheat? Because there is actually a lot of cheats and codes in Mortal Kombat 3. Let me just check. So I did write down cheats for this game somewhere. But I can't do it because I don't I'm recording from my phone, so there's nothing I can do. But maybe if I come back to Mortal Kombat 3 at some stage, I'll be ready and I'll be able to cheat basically. But yeah, this wasn't meant to be a walkthrough of Mortal Kombat 3. It wasn't meant to complete horror mode with every character in this live stream. Again, this is a series. This is Mortal Kombat 30, where I'm celebrating 30 years of Mortal Kombat, and this is the next game in the series. So I started obviously with Mortal Kombat 1 and Mortal Kombat 2. So yeah, this is all it was. You've got to see Mortal Kombat 3, see how tough it was, and spoke a little bit about the story, the characters. I didn't go too into the backstory, to be honest with you, just a few characters backstory, but nonetheless, that is Mortal Kombat 3 running on an actual Super Nintendo system, not a digital download or anything like that. It's always good to show as many physical games as I possibly can. I will stream digital games too, from time to time, depending on if I don't have it and physically, obviously, then I'll see do I have it digitally and I'll play it then. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Much appreciated as always. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next live stream.